5,680 pounds. This is 26-foot rear living couples camping Gray Wolf by Cherokee by Forest River, with video recorded by Halit RV of Coldwater, Michigan. If you'd like to see if we have this in stock and available, all I ask is you visit our website, call our guys, or visit the link in the video description. We will show you if we have it in stock. You'll see it. You won't see things we don't have in stock. We clearly publish pricing. We don't do hidden fees, and we are the state's largest independent standalone RV dealership. We only do everything: hitching, pieces, parts, trades, financing, and everything in between. So this is Forest River's #1 selling series of travel trailer, and it is quickly growing, and it is closing in on the role of being the #1 overall selling travel trailer on the market. So what are they doing? Why is it so popular? Now, especially in a floor plan like this, every manufacturer builds a floor plan like this with a couple chairs in the back and a super slide. Everybody does. And in case you weren't sure if the other brand you were looking at builds one like this, they do. This is one of the, just everybody builds one like this because it's a great seller. It's a great floor plan. You're foolish not to build something like this. So the question then becomes, why on earth would you buy this one as compared to the next one? What are they doing at Cherokee that stands apart so much? Well, that's what I want to focus on here at this video. We carry a lot of different brands of campers here at Halit RV, a lot. But this has continued to be a standout product. And I think at the end of the day, if you don't isolate any one feature, if you just stand back and look at it, what Cherokee has done with their Cherokee and Gray Wolf trailers is they have made these among the most highly appointed campers in their class, and that class being a stick-built, conventionally constructed travel trailer. Normally, stick-built trailers have scaled back amenities. They're basic. They're called entry level. They sound derogatory. To even name them, it sounds derogatory. These guys are changing that paradigm, and it turns out you can have a conventionally constructed trailer with a really nice equipment package. It actually can be done, and then I think that's one of the main things to their success. So they've everybody has some little solar prep plug nowadays. That's not something to even really talk about anymore because it's so common. But a bigger, wider front baggage compartment, bigger doors like that, that's something to talk about. I like the look of this. I like that although this has a very high-level equipment package, it has a very classical look. Not retro. There's a difference. This is classical. That little red band, the smooth earth tones that are going on here, that's very classic. It reminds me a lot of the styling of, I don't know, say like an old Fleetwood or something like that. It just has that old-timey, good camping memory feel to me. The moment I saw it, I just went, that's camping, man. You know, I like that. Right up front, you see how a lot of brands nowadays have this smooth aluminum nose. You can thank the Cherokee people for that. They're the ones that made it cool and made it super standardized. And the things that you see in this camper, you see on a lot of other trailers because of these guys, because they've been so successful. So you can look at the copy machine brand, or you can look at the original. I know that when I have a dock in my hand, I prefer the original. So this nose, it's not fiberglass. It's fully painted. It's going to look the same now as it will a long time from now. It's going to take a lot to make this thing not look good, as opposed to a potential like fiberglass nose. Fiberglass nose, by contrast, it is much more possible for the weather to chew into this thing and degrade over time. Now you can arrest that, you can slow it with a lot of care and maintenance, but this is less care and maintenance required. It's more recreation, less effort. You know, it's called a recreational vehicle. It's fun. Power awning, power tongue jacks. Pretty much everybody has something like that now, but what I do like is they have little different lights on these. They have blue LED awning lights and blue backlit speakers on the campsite, so you have a nice glowing campsite. Black tank flush, nice little thing to point out because not everybody has it. And a lot of guys are going away from the hot cold outside shower, and they're going to something that is like only a cold water sprayer port. This is a little bit nicer. You get a little more utility out of that. Now, to help actively prevent leaks and to get better grip on the seals, they've gone with this like sort of mottled, hammered tin looking skin here, and that cottage cheese texture pulls on those seals better. Now, the difference between a Gray Wolf and a Cherokee is almost non-existent. You look at, like the Cherokee makes something called a 274 rear living, and you're looking at it, you're like, it's almost the same darn thing. What is different about it? And the answer is really like at the end of the day, the only significant answer is just the slide out. This uses an above floor self-adjusting slide out. And that means it has a little step up into the slide, but it means that your main deck is also carpetless. Whereas the Cherokee has a floor flush slide with a tiny strip of carpet in front. There's other tiny differences between the two, but that's really the only significant thing. The Grey Wolves actually, because they have an integrated chassis, the tongue, let me zoom in over here on this one. This is how most trailers are, and there's nothing wrong with that. You can see how the tongue is actually under the frame rails, whereas in this one the tongue is actually integrated into the frame rails. What this allows is this camper sits lower. Like I've had people say in the past, they look at Cherokees having only, or a Grey Wolf rather, having only 2 entry steps, and they sit like that, and they're like, oh, that's cheap. Well, that's because the whole camper sits lower. You don't need triple steps. A triple step would literally bottom out. We'll come back to this beauty in a minute. Flip down cargo travel rack. Cherokee has been doing that for years, and they are truly the reason you see that utilized on so many other products, because it's not that it hadn't existed before Cherokee, it's just that it never existed as a matter of happenstance before Cherokee. Now, these steps, you see these in luxury fifth wheels and toy haulers, and here, this is the first brand of camper to bring them to a stick-built market point. And that is what I mean by higher level amenities in a simple series trailer. You know, not everybody has the budget or wants a giant 35-foot, 40-foot fifth wheel. But I think everybody wants to feel proud of what they have. I think everyone wants to enjoy what they have. And I think we all would prefer to have a car with power windows, doors, locks instead of manuals. Well, that's what they've kind of done here. They've given us a budget-focused trailer, but with higher level equipment. So these steps are amazing, by the way. First of all, we open this friction hinge door. I like this friction door because you can literally flip it like I did. It also opens all the way, so you don't have that sharp corner pointing at you. It's one of the things I like about them here at Halit. Different campers do different things. That's what this one does. So these steps, they're lightweight, they're aluminum, and they just fold out of the way when you're done with them. That's it. Now we can close the door, and they're out of the way. Now there's no step well. There's nothing down here that can rot and corrode when your tires going down the road. If there were normal steps, like those, that step well would be right behind the tires. And these tires are going to throw dirt and debris into steps like that. Now those don't bother me because they're too far away from the tires. But you can imagine how the mechanical aspects of those steps would get degraded over time, especially if they start picking up road salts like you get here in the Midwest. Well, these are clean. They're out of the way. When you close the door, it's just, there's nothing there. Also, there's nothing to like catch because those steps do hang down below the I-beams of the frame. So if you're pulling into a gas station with like speed bumps or something, there's nothing to catch. Now that doesn't really happen with frequency. I'm not trying to scare you for no reason, but it's just literally not possible. They've taken the potential concern and completely eliminated it. Now, they're super, super sturdy because they actually make contact with the ground. And what's cool about that, if you watch some of my other videos, I've actually had people jump up and down on the steps without the jacks down, and the trailer doesn't move because the steps are absorbing the jolting. So when people come in and out of the trailer, the whole trailer doesn't tend to rock and roll around. So that sets the tone for like a really good experience right there. Now, this is all encompassed under an easy tilt awning. I mentioned the blue LED lights, and I do mean easy tilt. It's 2-finger pull and the awning goes like that. We also have an outside TV hookup station here. If you choose to add a TV to this, this is the perfect spot to do it. And one TV can actually float in several areas of this camper because they use matching mounts. So one TV can go inside, outside, or obviously can get a few. Now, even just little convenience things like this, because again, they understand that there's recreation in recreational vehicles at the Cherokee factory. That is why they're using little tire pressure sensor caps on these. So at a glance, that green thing will turn to red if you go into a low tire pressure situation. You don't have to check your tires all the time. You can look at that and know if it's got air in it or not. Bigger entry handles, also nice for coming and going. Again, kind of, you get a lot of fifth wheel-ish features in this little trailer. Now, I'm actually going to pull this down because I've got some pretty harsh morning backlight coming in here and the camera doesn't do well with that. As I'm backing up, I want to point out this blue LED accent light above the Super Slide. Same thing you get under the awning. I don't turn them on outside during the day because they don't do much good. You don't need lights during the day outside. But at night, under your awning, you get the same effect. A white-bellied awning, which they all are, it glows. And it gives you awesome little campsite lighting. But it's not a super bright light that's going to attract bugs from 6 miles away from another planet. Now, inside the camper, one, it just looks neat. I mean, it just looks neat. But at night, Grandpa and Grandma, if you're thinking, well, occasionally the grandkids might come along, what you do, you can fold down your dinette, you can fold down your sofa, and you can let them sleep there. You don't need a bunkhouse, and that is the perfect nightlight. Even if you don't have guests, if you need to get back here, like get to the fridge, you know, for some leftovers, you're sneaking a midnight snack, that light helps you do it. Now remember, the carpetless main deck here means this thing is super easy to clean. Now, everything in this is very neutral, very safe decor. You know, it comes in brown, and that's it. This is it. This is what they look like, guys. And it looks sharp. But the thing is, by standardizing this, by being able to order one set of fabrics, by being able to build one decor and being able to build all the cabinets one way every single time, you get quality and cost cutting through recurrence and repetition. You know, it helps. That is why Cherokee's not only growing by leaps and bounds, but their quality control has actually improved. We have fewer Cherokees back for service now, despite selling far more than ever before. I think that's an awesome match right there. Now, again, talking about being trendsetters. This is, I've been very happy to be blessed with some very good products to represent here at Halit's, and this is definitely one of the standouts in its category. So, a lot of brands have the little fold-down sofa armrest right here. You've seen that before, probably. It's become pretty common in the business, especially at this market segment. You can thank Cherokee for it. They had this for a full year before anyone. Now they've kicked it up another notch, and you're going to watch other people try to catch up to this. They've got this little LED accent ring inside it, so you can see your cup holders at night. And each seat has its own built-in USB plugs for charging purposes. You know, we've all got a mobile device addiction. Most of us, anyway. They've made it easier to stay in touch, you know? Even if you're just using your phone to Bluetooth some music through your stereo, you can keep it right next to you and keep it charged, you know? You don't have to walk across the camper. Just, again, the recreational aspect of recreational vehicles, these guys really understand. So you got a pair of swivel rocking chairs here. They're lightweight. You can shimmy them around however you want. Now, one thing I do like, and there's different ways to go about it, but even from the factory, they take carpet remnants and they put it under those chairs so that the chairs bouncing around don't have a chance to scuff anything. So they're very quality concerned even right out of the factory level. Now, over here, this is what they call the Cherokee Super Kitchen, and for good reason. It does a lot of good things. We're going to start right here and work our way over so I don't miss anything. Rear living rooms usually have very poor kitchen storage. Well, this has got a 6.5 foot tall pantry from the floor to the ceiling. That's a nice place to start for sure. Now, this is a normal 6 cubic foot fridge and freezer. Everybody's got that, so we're going to move on. But look at this beautiful partial stainless package here as it blends into the kitchen counter. This is very sharp, very modern. Also, they have dual LED, actually triple, but at least dual LED lighting in the stovetop hood itself. I'm aware of no other even luxury fifth wheel that's doing that right now. They spent a ton of extra money on this thing right here. But look at how light and bright it is in here by contrast. And speaking of contrast, there's a whole, you can see, recurring trend between light and dark contrast, which make this thing look and feel very spacious inside. Now, to help break up the monotony, they put some beautiful bevel glass inserts in here. Now, it also allows for some light interchange. One of the things I recommend, folks, when you're going camper shopping is bring a family-sized cereal box with you and see where you can put it. Because you're going to find a lot of campers, you can't use their overhead cabinetry. And here's the hint. Here's what you look for. If the cabinetry stays flat off the microwave like this, you're good. But if they shrink this cabinet back behind the microwave, like if it goes like this and then pushes back and then over, that's a cheap, small cabinet that you can't really use for much of anything. Good luck with that. Over here, this is real tile backsplash. You know, that is easy to clean and it looks awesome. Now, speaking of easy to clean, we've got pressed membrane thermal foil countertops, but it's everything. It's the kitchen, it's the table, it's the bathroom. Everything in this that's a top, countertop, tabletop, whatever, is waterproof like this. It's this thermal foil material. That allows them to recess the stove. Now we gain back prep space that this thing wouldn't have. That allows them to recess this beautiful radius stainless farmhouse sink. I mean, there's several levels of sink upgrade here beyond industry standard within this category. So now, we've got really good prep space here, where we normally wouldn't have any. That's the thing that the guys at the Cherokee Grey Wolf plant are doing. And being able to bring you product like this and educate you in that. That's what we're doing at Halit RV. Imagine what we will do for you once you've become one of our customers. Now, sometimes people ask, why do they put that panel there? Well, there's probably something like plumbing back there that they don't want cargo to shift and damage. So they're proactively protecting that. I like that. They're not letting it get damaged. Now, instead of a couple small drawers, they give you really big drawers. So you can put really big stuff in those things. Coming in here, spinning around, you'll notice it's still nice and light and bright in here. Part of that is because of this big skylight. Now, they've included the handy shade right here, so if it's hot on your head, you won't feel like you're cooking to death. But the other thing, I mean, these things light in a flood of light. And when it's like 6 in the morning, you think the sun's not up, you'd be amazed how much light these things let in already. Let me close this bathroom door. We'll come up here in a second. While we're standing here, we'll go ahead and look at the entertainment center. So, something a lot of conventional stick-built type trailers lack is lighting around the entertainment center, strangely. It's always like a dark hole up there. They've obviously fixed that. They added late last year, actually, a couple lights above this just to help brighten it up in here. And by the way, lights and windows are very expensive in the camping business, so adding lights and windows is a really big jump for manufacturer. Now, little decor changes have kind of come through, and I love it. This looks, I mean, it looks like a brick wall. You can touch it, you can see that it's not. But I mean, when you stand back here, that really looks the part. And how about this? How about an electric space heating fireplace so that you don't have to burn up all your propane in your little trailer in the spring and the fall? Plus, you can feel really ritzy, and you can turn this on and get just LED visuals out of it without turning on the heat. This thing, between that, it has such a cool looking feel in here at night. It is awesome. So backing up a little bit, looking at our super slide, talked about how the sofa has the little armrest USB cup holder things in it. But over here, this dinette, at a glance, it's like any other dinette you've ever seen. But it's what you don't see that makes it so special. And that's these pair of full extension 40-inch dinette drawers. They give you 100% easy access to that entire bench storage. That's the extra level of thought and effort that went into this. You know, that's not the reason to buy a Grey Wolf from Halit RV. That's not the reason. That. None of these things are the one reason to buy this Grey Wolf from our dealership. It's the culmination of all of these features working in concert with one another. Like a really big sink. This is classic Forest River right here, but it's awesome. I love that they still do this and they never went away from it. This is, I think, the biggest sink in this category, and frankly, it's bigger than most fifth wheels. And notice you still have matching tile, just like you have in the kitchen. Now, they also do have the largest medicine cabinet in their category. And sink, medicine cabinet, not fun stuff to talk about. But I challenge you to name 2 things that you will guarantee use every single day, and these will definitely be on the list. Sink and medicine cabinet. You're going to brush your teeth, you're going to look at the mirror, you're going to get your stuff out of it every single day. Now, we've got an easier foot flush stool over here, and I love all this beautiful dedicated linen storage. You can actually keep towels in here instead of doing the naked straight through the camper. And they're also using the bigger fifth wheel luxury vent fan up here in this vent. And that allows you to keep all these doors private, but you see there's the little vent at the top. That can exhaust heat at night. Well, it can exhaust heat anytime, but at night when you're breathing, especially in a very private bedroom like this, your breath and your body heat will heat this up very quickly. So having this fan going, especially for boondockers, which is awesome. And if you are boondocking, that little solar prep plug, that's going to be your best friend. We've got the solar kits on the shelf here in our parts shop all the time at Halit RV. And a beautiful radius shower. Not a tub, not a corner shower, but a radius shower with more elbow room and an extra skylight above it. Now, bedroom up here. Something I do want to point out is you've got a direct entry door right here. So when the super slide is closed, you can go through the bedroom door to basically get into the living room and access pretty much everything that you need in the camper, even when the slide is closed. So if you need to pack it and prep it and get it ready, and you don't want to open the slider, there's not room, or you're traveling overnight and you want to stop and make a sandwich and use the bathroom and take a nap, you don't have to monkey with the slide out in this camper. Now, as I've been talking and passing around, I want to point out here that there's dual outlets, USB and household, on both sides of the bed. And that is not common in the business. They've got a nice bedding set. You know what? A blanket's not the reason to buy this camper. but it looks nice, and at least they had the presence of mind to make it look appropriate. And that's really the message, guys. If they're paying attention to something like adding a second set of USB plugs for user convenience, imagine the other things that they're doing here. And that's the message of the day with this one. So, if you like it, you want to learn more, give us a call. Halit RV of Coldwater, Michigan, 800-256-5196. We are the state's largest independent standalone dealer. And we got there by making deals happen. So if this is the one for you, and I don't care where you live, you give us a call, and we'll make deals happen. Take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.